Oi, oi.
How you doing, Matt?
Mate, good. It's been a good week.
Has it? Tell me more.
Well, bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Rocks and diamonds.
Champagne and razor blades.
Would you like the good news or the bad news first?
I'm the type who's a real, give me the bad news first.
Okay.
Because how bad could it possibly be?
Well, in the whole scheme of things, it's not that bad. But I had the first bit of car trouble that I've had for a long time.
Not Larry.
Larry.
Oh, no.
Larry, for the uninitiated, is a 2002 Mitsubishi Lancer. One of the greats of all time. I think I got him with 80,000 on the clock. Had him for at least 8 to 9 years. And he's only done 50,000 because I just don't drive him.
In that time.
Yeah.
Right.
But Larry, the young fella, I think he drove over he didn't, I did. Drove over a pair of pliers on the way to work this week.
It's a very specific item.
Well, I saw them on the road and I tried to avoid them, but I didn't. So, and then get to work, check the tyres. No, they're all sweet. Check it again at lunch. One of them's flat. I'm like, shit. So, get RSEQ on the blower. My roadside assist is like, my membership ended, so I had to sign up for that again. If you use it within 24 hours, there's a loading fee. I'm like, oh, okay. How much is this going to sting me? They come out. They put my my spare on because I'm at work, so I can't really spend time putting on my spare. And to be honest, I could probably change my spare tyre, but I don't think I have a jack. So get them out. They change it. That's fine. You know, the spare's on there, whatever. The next day,
oh no,
go to Woolies and my spare's flat. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here?
Mate, Larry's had a double amputation.
He has. They've taken both of his right feet. And then, so I worked from home today, got one of them repaired. And then the spare, I just found out was 13 years old.
That might have something to do with it.
So Larry's got a new set of shoes.
Yeah.
He's looking good.
Brand new pair of RMs.
Yeah, new pair of RMs. True to himself. So luckily it wasn't that steep.
Yeah.
Thinking about 400 roadside assist and then repairing a new tyre. So altogether it could be a lot worse.
How much is the rest of Larry worth?
Heaps. Sentimental value? Millions.
Huge amounts. He's dragged us up and down the coast plenty of times.
He has.
In one piece, might I add.
Yeah. You know, he's a people mover. But the good news, and this goes to the whole Drifter family.
Ooh.
Mate, we have had the best start ever to a series.
I'm not surprised.
We've smashed the record books. Our Winx Stakes episode last week broke all the records.
I'm not surprised. I felt like there was something in the air heading into that episode. You know what? It could be the makeover in the studio. It could have been the bonus episode with yours truly, Richo. Shout out, mate. Know you're listening.
Excited.
Good to see that you're out of Quasar, bruh. But, you know, I think there's a thing called momentum in life, mate.
Yep.
And, you know, once it starts building, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Let the good times roll.
Yeah. That's good news, man. I'm stoked.
Yeah. It's, no. Thank you so much for making it such a good start. And we love putting out the content. So we're going to keep on firing. But anything else that you had to add?
Nah, mate. It's been a good week, you know. Can't complain. You know, getting through the week in one piece. Friday tomorrow. More like Friday. Let's go. Nah, man. Nothing to really add. It was a great day on Saturday from a punting perspective. You know, it was good to see a lot of great horses resume their preparations. And, you know, there's plenty more.
Yes.
This Saturday.
Absolutely. Before we get into the horse racing, one thing I did do during the week was listen to the Joe Rogan North Korea podcast. Have you heard of it? Have you listened to it?
I've listened to bits and pieces on YouTube. Is that with the defector?
Yeah. Apologies about this pronunciation. It's going to be one of the worst of all time. Yoni. Yeah. How would you pronounce that?
Yeonmi Park.
Yeonmi Park. There you go.
Or Yeonmi Park.
Mate, puts life into perspective a bit.
Yeah. Yep. Sure does. I'd rather be living here than North Korea.
Holy smokes. What are they doing over there, mate?
Oh, mate. There's a bit on. Hey, Queenslanders, you're going to have to wear your masks for another week. Oh, Anastasia, fucking honestly. State's a fucking prison, honestly. Meanwhile, in North Korea...
Bruh.
Mate, meanwhile, in Afghanistan as well. We're not a political podcast.
No.
Nor do we pretend to have any political clout whatsoever. But you're right, it puts everything in perspective.
Mate, makes me just feel eternally lucky that I live in this great city, in this great land. So, yeah, not going to shout out North Korea because they are a bunch of dogs, all of them. So,
Apologies to our North Korean listeners.
yeah. Turn off the show if you're listening. And mate, they don't have internet, so they can't listen.
True. So they can't even get
No,
ladbrokes.com/blog.
no, they can't.
That's a real shame.
It is a real shame. But funny you say that. Special interest brought to
Yeah.
you by the good people at Ladbrokes. This week, what are we doing?
We're talking about finals footy.
Just around the corner, isn't it?
It's just around the corner. We've got AFL starting. We've got 2 more rounds of rugby league. And it's a great time of year, finals time. And we're going to talk about finals momentum specifically. And we're going to talk about multiple codes, not just here in Australia, but also internationally. I keep looking at that camera. This is tripping me out. I feel like, imagine if you're on like a TV show and you've got multiple cameras. You don't really know where to look. That's why they always mess it up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to... Just getting there right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're talking about finals momentum, talking about some of the great finals runs, unexpected runs.
Yes.
So I'll kick it off.
Go on.
With Parramatta Eels in 2009. All aboard the Jared Hayne plane.
I thought it was a train.
No, it's the Hayne plane. Final destination, prison. Mate, to be honest though, that year he was next level good. So Parramatta finished 8th.
Yeah, bro.
In the finals, well, heading into the finals in 2009. Beat the minor premiers, the Dragons, on their way into the NRL Grand Final, where they lost, mate, only 23-16 to a Storm side that wasn't necessarily playing by the rules.
No, they weren't, were they?
So that's one hell of a run through the finals. And yeah, Jared Hayne played some of the best rugby league you'll ever see.
Turbo-esque, you might say.
Mate, it was literally Turbo-esque, which is insane to think that Turbo's putting out numbers pretty much every game this year that are probably, to be honest, better than what Jared Hayne did during that finals run.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I don't know the exact stat, but weren't they at like round 18 or 16 or something? They were like 13th.
Mate, they had to, I think it was something ridiculous. They had to win like their last 4 or 5 games just to make the finals.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy finals run. So I'll always remember it because the Dragons were minor premiers and lost to the Broncos in the first round of the finals and then lost to the Eels. So they went out in straight sets, but lucky full redemption the next year. So
absolutely. Well, you've started well. So I'm gonna turn back the clock a bit, not too far, but the Adelaide Crows of 1998. So what I've just realised is what I've written down isn't on the screen in front of me. So bear with me. But what they did was they were the premiers the year before, and it was a different finals system. So first played 8th, which the NRL used to do as well until more recently. But yeah, the AFL back then they used to do that as well. But yeah, the Crows, I think up until about round 8 that year, they'd only won like 2 games. And then they just went on this massive winning streak. Up until the finals, they won 10 in a row. And then they got absolutely pumped by the Demons in the first round. And then they went on one of the great runs of all time. They beat either the Dogs or Sydney. They beat them leading into the grand final where they beat North Melbourne, who were basically the team of the 90s. But North Melbourne had 30 scoring shots at goal in the grand final, and Adelaide only had like 20.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. But, Adelaide, they just like, it's crazy. They lost by about 10 goals, and then they won by, I think they won by 60 or 70. Then they won by 27. Then they polished off North Melbourne by about 4 goals in the final.
Not bad. 90s footy.
Shithouse to penthouse
Yeah.
in a week.
The definition.
Yeah.
Mate, 90s AFL would have been a bit of a rough and ready, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of space on the field, but then, like, there was a lot of running straight.
Yeah.
A lot of stiff arms.
Yeah, I love to see it.
Yeah.
90s rugby league was great too.
Yeah.
Just brutal sport.
Yeah. I reckon I'd enjoy that. I remember watching, might have been, was it the Broncos? Did they win in 2000
Yeah, they did.
against the Roosters?
Can't remember who it was against, but
Yeah.
it was in 2000, yeah.
I think it was the Roosters, and I remember watching that on KO, and there was unlimited rotations. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It was just bloke coming off the field. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Bronx, shit hot side. Lottie, you had Shane Webke,
Big Dell.
Big Dell, Lockyer,
Alfie.
back, Alfie,
Kevy. Yeah, it's a stack side.
It is.
It's a ridiculously
Mick
good
DeVere.
side. Mick DeVere. Staples. Staples DeVere. Jeez. Nah, that's a Broncos side that, I reckon just solidified the fan base and made them so strong.
Oh, God, yeah. But looks like Redcliffe is going to be coming to Brisbane pretty soon.
Yeah, that's good.
It's great.
They've got, heaps of pokie machines behind them.
Yeah.
The backbone of every great club.
Absolutely. I heard they had 80 million in the bank for
Yeah.
funding. Unbelievable.
Mate, that you should see their leagues club.
I saw it on the television
It's
just
incredible.
the other week.
It's incredible.
It was so I saw Reece Walsh kicking for goal for the Warriors, and behind it was just a couple of old codgers having a schooner.
People of Redcliffe demand a rugby league side.
So they bloody should.
Anyways, moving on, I'm going to take us to one of the biggest competitions in the world, the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2011, for any aficionados of NBA who are listening, the Dallas Mavericks won. And that was also the first year that LeBron went to Miami and joined forces with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade.
Mm-hmm.
So Dallas finished third in the Western Conference. So they had a pretty good season. But heading into the finals, they had to beat Portland, who had a good side, had to beat the Lakers, who had Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
And that's 2011 Kobe. So they'd won in 2010. So they were still a good side. And they beat the Thunder. So that's Kevin Durant, Westbrook, and Harden as sixth man. Just to finally come up against the Heat in the finals. Oh, shit. LeBron James as like a 26 or 27-year-old in his absolute prime. Dwayne Wade, same age. Chris Bosh, same age. All three of the best players in the comp. Mate, Dirk Nowitzki put the rest of Dallas on his back, the whole of Texas actually on his back, and carried them home in 6 games. So he got finals MVP, averaged 26 points and 9.7 rebounds. But no one was tipping Dallas to win the comp, but they just went on one of the all-time runs and beat some serious opposition. Mate, KD, Westbrook and Harden, Thunder,
Huge.
after beating Kobe, just to come up against LeBron. Oh, fuck.
They did it the hard way.
You're Dirk. Poor Dirky.
Dirks.
Dirk. Yeah, just absolutely struggling, but came away with the silverware.
Didn't they? That was a good one. My second and final one is the 2016 Western Bulldogs.
Reckon one of the most famous of all time.
Has to be. Huge assist by the AFL for them, though. So they, at the time, I remember, they were just limping into the final series. It was the first year of the bye before the final series, which they took to full effect. And they played the Eagles over in Perth on the first week, knocked them off by like 44 points or something. Then they went to who they beat in the second round. They finished the Hawthorn dynasty in the second round. They just won the last 3. Bang. And then they knocked off GWS, which was the second highest watched AFL game in history.
Really?
Under grand finals. Yeah.
That's insane.
Because Dogs supporters, long-suffering supporters, at the time, longest premiership drought in history. 62 years. And then, they knocked off the Swans, and we played it on our podcast just the other week. Big BT. Shout out to Big BT.
Yeah.
Mate, he's in a bit of strife.
He is, yeah.
I just saw that today.
Yeah, so did I.
Don't know, don't like matches around gas for all of you listening home. So
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, shout out to BT. Hope you're doing well, bro. But 62 years, and now what's that? 64. That's the last time the Demons have won. So they're 67 years, longest drought at the moment.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Well, the longest one I can remember was 72. That was Sydney/South Melbourne.
Right. Okay.
In 2005.
Right.
So 67's getting up there.
Oh man, that's a long time,
mate. The last time the Demons won the premiership, decimal currency wasn't even a thing.
Gee whiz.
Yeah. So
67 years, mate. That is. Imagine being like 5 and they're your team, and you first start to figure out what it actually means.
Yeah.
Or even when you're 10.
Yep.
67 years later, you're a 77-year-old bloke.
You could be brown bread, bruh.
Mate, you could have lived and been brown bread 3 times over.
100%. People are unlucky.
They are. Jeez.
I feel like that's going to happen to me with the Broncos.
Yeah, well, I can say that I've seen a Dragons premiership.
Yeah, well, the Broncos was 2006, so I probably could as well.
Anyways.
Anyway.
I'm finishing it up with something that you definitely probably wouldn't have heard of.
Please.
Because I hadn't until I did a little bit of digging.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the FA Cup is?
No.
So it's basically in England, it's a competition where every single team in the country can enter.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't matter if you're little pleb team down the road with Captain Coach Johnny and, you're from a town of 5,000 people.
Gotcha.
You can enter this competition and you have the potential to play Liverpool.
Right.
But the higher up teams don't enter until later on in the competition, if that makes sense, to save them, going to these pleb towns. And no offense to pleb towns in England, but and it's sort of having to go through that way. So anyway, there's a team called Lincoln City Imps. The IMPS, Imps.
Wow.
Which is sick. And they represent a town called Lincoln, which has 10,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They went on an insane FA Cup run. So they play in the 5th tier in England. So Prem's obviously the top, then you got the Champions League, then I think it's League One, and it goes all the way down. So 5th tier.
Wow.
So they started in the 4th qualifying round. So to even get into the competition, you have to qualify if you're a smaller team. I think the Premier League teams don't enter until maybe the 2nd round or something like that.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so they started in the 4th qualifying round against a team in the same comp as them. They won. Get into the 1st round. They won. 2nd round. Won. 3rd round. Won. 4th round. They beat Burnley. At that time, in the 4th round, they beat a Champions League team, which is the tier below Premier League.
Yeah.
And then they get into the 5th round against Burnley, who at the time was a Premier League side, and they beat them. And they get knocked out in the quarters against Arsenal 5-0, which it's Arsenal, right? But so essentially quarters is 8 teams left in the whole of England. Lincoln City, from a town of 10,000 people, in the 5th tier competition.
I'm trying to put this into context. I reckon it's like not even the Brisbane Lions reserve side in the NEAFL.
No.
Or now the VFL would be their reserve side. Their seconds.
Probably.
So basically their 3rd side.
It'd be like Aspley.
Nah, Aspley's in the VFL. So
is it?
It'd be their reserve side.
Yeah, so it'd be like that. Making it into like the finals of the AFL.
That is uncomprehendable.
Mate.
That is mind-blowing.
So the guy who coached them was a PE teacher.
What?
Yeah, mate. How insane is that? FA Cup.
How many pages on Google did you go to find this?
Mate, I literally just I thought that something like this might have happened in the FA Cup because I've sort of got a bit of familiarity around it, and I knew that local clubs can just potentially play against Liverpool in their home stadium or Newcastle at St James's. So I was like, I wonder if anything crazy's ever happened, mate. This is in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been around when Leicester won. What is going on?
Man, just a bizarre time.
Yeah. Far out.
But anyway,
good times.
Lincoln City, look it up. Champions.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Shout out to Ladbrokes, one of the great bookies of all time. You can read all our articles, and they have some other decent articles on there as well.
They definitely do.
Ladbrokes blog. Head down to the special interest section. You'll see stuff about horse racing, footy, all that good stuff. So head on there, check it out, or hit our link in bio. It'll be there too.
Cheer, baby.
Sweet ears. But, mate, on to this weekend of racing. So, last weekend, pretty good start, I'd say. Moanga.
Yeah.
Mate, I didn't have him in.
I didn't even look at him.
No.
But Josh McClellan did. And funnily enough, on the podcast, we said another season for J-Mac picking outside winners. Mate, Moanga was like $10, $11.
$11. Listened to Annabelle Neesham, and she's like, first up last prep, that was when he was at Caulfield, and big flashing light on him. And she's like, didn't have the blinkers on him. Chuck the blinkers on him this time because I always think about that run and what it could have been. And I was like, well, there you go.
She's good, man. Yeah. She's very, very talented.
So she knows her animals.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Moanga. Look, he's not one of mine, but I'd love to see a 3-year-old from last autumn go on to bigger and better things.
Also heard that Zaki, who's under her care, has the mile, or he used to at least, have the mile record at Epsom.
No way.
Yeah. And basically, when he won the Doomben Cup, she's like, that paid for his trip over here and then some. So I think he was quite cheap because that must have been a while ago because he's been pretty average.
Yeah, well, I remember we were talking about him and whoever was representing Annabelle Neesham at the time or representing the owners of Zaki now, I'm not sure, we're talking about how they wanted him from when he was like a 3-year-old and they just wouldn't sell him, and they finally got him because he wasn't doing that great. Annabelle Neesham.
Yeah. Anyways. To the Memsie Stakes at Caulfield this weekend. Race 8 on your programs. 1,400 metre, Group 1, way for age. Mate, better field, I think, compared to last week. I think there's a bit more going on here. And if Avantage accepted here and Probabil went here, crikey, that would have been a top tier Group 1 for mine. But you still got a decent race here. Top of the market, you have Behemoth, you have Bo Rossa, and you, of course, have Tefane. Where'd you land?
Yeah, I found it actually pretty tough, mate. It was interesting, the statistics you posted today regarding barriers and all that sort of stuff with the Memsie. And I guess from the shoot at Caulfield, 1,400 metres, you probably want to be in an inside barrier and you probably want to get a good sit. I noticed, I rewatched Behemoth's run last year and he just had the perfect run.
Yeah, on the fence.
Right behind the speed. Could see Tefane having a similar run this year. But also, big tick for Behemoth, Jamie Carr.
J Carr.
So from barrier 9, a little bit awkward, but there's tons of speed around him. So I can see Jamie just parking him behind them, maybe two pairs back maybe.
Yeah.
And getting him there. What did you think of his last run?
Who, Behemoth?
Yeah.
Good. I saw enough from him. Bo Rossa, if you go back, way back to the first podcast, I said this horse, he was my Caulfield Guineas horse. I was just a year too early. This horse has serious talent, and what they're doing, which I can't actually believe they're doing, and what do I know? I'm a punter, not a trainer, but they're riding him forward.
Yeah.
Ride him quiet. Taking away his brilliance.
Yeah. I saw that too, and I thought that was bizarre because they've got the inside barrier and just take a seat.
Yeah. I don't know. I think with the inside barrier, it probably suits his now racing style. I think he could get quite get a good sit in the run, but I think he hasn't gone up against this quality of field. So I'm gonna have to let Bo Rosser go without me on him. I actually like the draw for Behemoth here. Barrier 9, JK on board. He won't know that she's on board.
Oh, she's
soft hands.
The softest hands in all of Australia, Jamie Carr.
Yeah. She's just been moisturising it for, I'd say, 25 years?
Mate, I reckon she could compete with punter in the slips. That's how soft her hands are.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mm.
So...
Just a little punt up.
Behemoth, for me, on top. Loves Caulfield. Won this last year. Could be a 3-time Group 1 winner at Caulfield over the 1400 by the end of Saturday. I just think, I think he's going to be sitting 3 wide with a bit of cover because there is a bit of speed in this race, so he can just get comfortable, and if he gets any clear air, which he should from that barrier, I think he's just going to be far too strong with that run under his belt from Morphettville. So he's the pony I want to be on.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, mate. If you look back at his last prep, he had a disappointing run in the Goodwood, but it just didn't suit him, the pace of that race. Sabattoxel absolutely stole that up front. He's run a third and an all-star mile behind Mugger 2, who looked like the most jacked horse I've ever seen in my life and was just built to win that race. Russian Camelot, my guy, runs second in that race, and he's got a lot of special stuff to him that's just gone down the drain. Russian Camelot. Before that, he's run behind 3 pretty good horses, probably Arcadia Queen and Mystic Quickie.
He was disappointing.
And he was disappointing.
He was.
And then he won in Morphettville. So look, I think he's back on track. He's probably who I'm going to have on top as well. We spoke about Tefane. I know that you're a fan of her. Reason why you haven't got her on top?
She needs a run.
I agree.
So, but the thing is like her 1400 meter profile is unbelievable. She's only raced 4 times. She's won 3 Group 1s at the distance, and the other run she ran second in the BRC sprint, and it was 1350.
Yeah.
So it was probably like 50 metres too short. She probably wins the race.
Yeah. Do you think she has some residual fitness from that winter carnival?
Yeah, but I think they were talking about her being stretched out to the 1600 or the Cox Plate. Basically, everything's so the 1600 Empire Rose or the Cox Plate. So it's basically like all options are on the table. I don't think she's going to be fully wound up here.
I agree. I think she could win this just based on her current form. But yeah, I think she's got her eyes on the Cox Plate to find out after her cracking winter carnival. So for me, I'm going to leave her. A few others in the market at bigger odds. Sierra Sue, Your Girl Colette, Aegon, and Inspirational Girl. Thoughts on them?
Inspirational Girl provides a lot of interest to me.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I think she's also on a Cox Plate path.
Mm. Interesting with O'Brien taking over the training of her to see how she'll run.
Yeah, that stable, from what I've heard, I haven't gone into the stats too hard, but I think they're lacking a bit of luck at the moment. Usually they're just on top of their game, but I think they're struggling to find consistent winners at the moment. But that quality of stable, they'll turn it around, no doubt. Damien Lane on board, always a tick. Other runners, Sierra Sue, she was impressive last time out, but this is different gravy.
Very different gravy. Very different gravy. I think $11 is probably a little bit unders for her.
Rock bottom odds for mine. Aegon, so apparently last prep just got a bit tired. The big thing about this horse is Andrew Fordsman, if that is indeed his name, on RSM was saying basically he does his very best running fresh and he loves a hard track. So he found soft tracks and he was deep into a preparation when he petered out in the Sydney spring, in the Sydney autumn. Sorry. So I do think he could definitely feature, and at the double figure odds, he's probably like the longest price horse I want to play with in this race. The rest, I'm happy for them to go around without me.
100%. Colette, barrier 12, dry deck. Prefer to watch. She's got bigger things in mind as well.
Yeah, I'm confused about her now because like they were talking Sydney Cup with her at one stage, and then they ran her in. I don't even think they went to the Queen Elizabeth from memory. Maybe they did. No, Queen of the Turf. So they took her to the Rambit, and then they went back to the 1600.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah. No, fair enough, mate. So for me, I've got Behemoth on top. I think Tefano will run a cracking race into second. And then third for me, you know what? I think I'd like to see Inspirational Girl feature.
Yeah. Yeah, I had similar. I'm going to drop Tefano out and have Aegon in the top three. But yeah, very similar, mate. But good stuff. Let's see. Now we need to try and get this young man on the phone. But he is a bit busy, so we'll try our luck.
Pulled up a bit sore, I heard.
Yeah.
Hello.
Milne, you got us?
Hello.
You got us, brah?
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let's try this again.
Hello.
Milne, you got us now, brah?
How are you?
Oof, you got us nervous there for a second, brah.
No, I couldn't hear anything. I was like, what's going on here? Then, because I'm at footy training, I thought, maybe I'm in a bad spot.
Mate, your priorities are right, Milne.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit hard to set up. I'll be at training, but I've got the phone in my pocket. I've just actually gone down with a hamstring. So, they think it's a hem. It's got to pull out a fucking piece of paper.
You're a good man. You're a
Built,
good man.
built like a violin, I heard, mate.
Hey?
Built like a violin, I heard.
Yeah, the hamstrings are. Yeah, they're like violin strings. No good.
Mate. So thanks for jumping on. You've been listening to the podcast for a while, which has been outstanding stuff.
Yeah, it's going good, lad. Yeah, it's good listen.
Yeah, thanks, brother. So tell us about the Memsie. Who do you like?
Oh, look, I've narrowed it. I spent probably 47 and a half minutes looking at it, and I've narrowed it down to 11. I think there's 12 runners.
Who's the one you're leaving out?
And then when that happens, you just go to class. So I thought I've landed with the top of 50 stars.
50 stars? Tell us why.
Yeah, why? Great fucking question. Look, it actually, if you look at it last prep, it was freshened up and it went to a 1400 in the All Age, I think it was in Sydney, Group 1, and only finished about 1.5 off them.
Yeah, okay.
So I reckon if they do it up front and they go a bit too hard, yeah, it'll be could come home late and sneak a place, mate. So yeah, it's tough race.
31s, holy smokes, that's good going.
And the typical. I've backed it at 17.
Typical.
I might cash out and go again.
Hey, Johnny Allen's in some good form.
Yeah, he's a good jockey. Yeah, follow him a bit. He rides up nearly every day of the week.
Yeah, mate, he's
not that I look every day of the week. If my wife was doing, but
he's a workhorse like you.
yeah.
No, mate, we love juicy stuff here. That's good. Thanks, Milne.
All right.
Yeah, but it's tough. I also liked Aegon too. It was good first up.
Yeah.
Last prep, and then it was nearly a good thing on paper against, I think, Lions Law and Malunga.
Oh, mate.
We 1-2 in that race when it was second up. So
I think you just made a lot of...
I'll probably back both.
I think you made a lot of punters just cry then, just thinking about Agon going down that day. But
yeah, I know. And I've looked, even when I saw it, there was tears.
Mate, what else do you like? Give us something rough throughout the day.
Something else rough. We'll go to Doomben. I don't normally bet in Doomben, but the horse there I like. It's actually scratched in race 4, it's run in race 5, Toppy again, Matawi. I think it's about 16.
Yep.
Jaden Lloyd, pretty good jockey, claims 3 on it, so he'll come down pretty nice in the weight. He's been running okay, but if you go back to his form, especially some of the Metropolitan races in Sydney, it reads pretty well for it. So I reckon, he'll go all right at $16.
So is that race 5 number
1?
Number 1, Matawi?
Matawi.
Beautiful. Yep. All right, mate. Give us an each way.
Landon with, I really like Melbourne. I normally just bet in Melbourne, so I'll go back there. Race 3, number 3, Lunacorn. Still pretty lightly raced. And it's coming off some nice group races of late. Back to benchmark 90, is it? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it is.
Not in front of a computer, but Carl rode it in a trial or jump out, and she's sticking with it. If you actually look at the replay last start in the Group 2 Queen of the South at Morfordville, it's dead set. Have you seen it?
No.
Have a look at it anyway.
Yeah.
Dead set looked like it was in the ring with Ali. It's ricocheted off about 15 horses, and then hopefully it's actually. I think it's still stuck. I don't think it's out yet. Hopefully it gets a run Saturday.
I didn't mind Anna Visto in that race.
Yeah. Melbourne North too, isn't it?
Yeah, for Mick Price and Michael Kent. But alrighty, mate, give us one more. Who's your best of the day?
Best, I like Artorias again in Melbourne, race 4.
Oh God,
number 1. Group 1 winner in the Blue Diamond. I think that was at 1200 over Caulfield as well, so tick. And then in the slipper, it dead set looked like it had 14 schooners at the tavern before it raced. Again, watch the replay, it doesn't run straight.
He starts to charge home though, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was like 16 lengths off him at the turn and had the audacity to come run home and run 6. So I think it might be too classy for these ones. Didn't look like it trialled too well, but I think Friedman said that's just it. So I don't know. I'm happy to throw in some all ups.
Yeah, they leave him by himself the majority of the time because he's a bit of a. Well, I think he gets a bit excited being a colt, so he still has his nuts.
Still has his nuts.
He'll have bigger fish to fry, no doubt, but I reckon he might be too good for him.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's not a bad shout. But, mate, thanks for jumping on. You going to watch the races on Saturday?
Am I going to watch them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a semi-final in footy, and it's thank God Queensland Rugby decided to put it on at 11:30. So thank God. Yeah.
So you got a semi, mate. Souths versus who?
We're playing Jeeps actually, so should win by about 48 or something.
Yeah, right. Is that a Ballymore? Is that a Ballymore, mate, or is that at Souths?
Yeah, it's at North actually, because Ballymore's getting refurbed, I think. So but Jeeps they'll be handy, mate. Always are. So it'll be good fun.
All right, we'll go Souths, mate. 11:30 Saturday morning.
Yeah. Cheers. I better stop stretching now and get back into it.
Beauty, mate. Go well. Thanks for that, mate. We'll
thanks, folks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll have a schooner soon.
Yeah, too easy. See ya.
Thanks, Milne. See ya.
See you, bro. What a man.
31's 50 stars. Do you know what's funny? When he was like, so field of 12, I've narrowed it down to about 11. I was like, who'd you get rid of? 50 stars. I was actually about to say that. Watch it win now. Holy Julie, 31s.
Oh, holy smokes. I'm still shocked it's not his roughie of the day, to be honest. But he's done the form in Brisbane as well. So
you love to see it.
What a man. But on we go to our juicy stakes here, mate. So, crikey, we're getting up in length. So we'll rip through this, but we're going to post up our basically our ledger for our Juicy Stakes bet. So I think I'm up 1 unit. You're slightly down. But the drifter of the week, mate, he had a cracking week. So his Ruffy got scratched, but then he had Shot of Irish ran third, and his best corner pocket won. So drifters of the week, they're 3 units up.
And look, I'm sure that Milne's going to jag something at big odds, so no pressure on us.
Absolutely. But, of course, before we get stuck in, you have to remember, punters, you have to gamble responsibly.
100%. Gamble responsibly, guys. And, make sure that if there is any issues, that you call for help.
Yes, and that number is 1800 858 858. That's the Gambling Help Hotline. And you can also find out some info at www.gamblinghelponline.org.au. So always have a bet, have a bit of fun, but do it within your means. But, mate, please, Juicy Stakes time. What's your roughie of the day?
Mate, if you actually go to race 6 in Melbourne, horse we mentioned before, Probabile, she's not my roughie.
I was gonna stop you for a moment there.
She's not my roughie. I think she's a really good chance to win that. But there's a horse that's been going really well that finished off its last 2 races running into second. That's number 9, Parlophone. About $13 at the moment with laddies. 56 kilos with Benny Mellum on the back, where Probabile's the top weight, 60 kegs. Comes out of barrier 2, should be able to get a sit. Watched it last race, and if it got a more economical run, would have won. So I think $13 is a great price for it. Look, I think Probabile will be very hard to beat. I think Instant Celebrity and La Mexicana are also good horses, but I'm happy to have a little bit of a spec each way on Parlophone at that price.
There you go. La Mexicana's been scratched as well.
Okay, there you go.
So, wow. Okay. Beautiful. My rough one of the day, if you go to race 7 on the card. Now, 1,700 metres.
This is a tough race.
It is, but I think I found something. Now, after scratching, after the emergencies are going to get pipped, there's going to be 16 runners if the rest run. So you're going to have to get a price here. You just have to, because I think it's $7 the field. So it's not that hard to find some value. You know who's just turning up week after week and does his best is number 16, Scottish Dancer. Dean Yendall on the back, so you know he's riding light. And he gets, 6 kilos off the top weight, Vow and Declare, who's not going to win this. But this horse just found some ground that wasn't suitable, I think, last start. I think he can bounce back. I think he also was racing 3 wide without cover last start. I think he gets a much more economical run from barrier 4. And then he has a nice burst of speed, which a lot of these want 2 mile. Yeah. Like our old mate, number 13, Constantinople.
Your mate.
So I think Scottish Dance is a cracking bet at the $11 on Ladbrokes.
Fair enough, mate. Best bet, not best bet, each way bet for me, race 9, Caulfield. Our mate Bjorn has sent a horse down to Melbourne, which has been running really well in New South Wales, and that's Frosty Rocks.
Big Frosty.
The widest horse you'll ever see. So he's drawn barrier 2. He'll roll forward, as he's done in his last few races. He rolls forward, gets challenged, and just holds them off. He's been super tough. He'll be rock hard fit here. You know you're going to get every chance with the barrier draw. He'll lead. Craig Williams has been in cracking form as of late. You're getting $8.50 at the moment with laddies. I reckon that's a great bet. There's a horse in here that's cost me fortunes, Groundswell. Avoid him like the plague, but watch him run over the top of Frosty Rocks about 20 metres to go.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Is that yours?
Groundswell's my each way better than
There you go. Taking each other on for a 6-pack.
Yeah. So I think the tally's actually 5-4 to you.
Is it?
So basically, yeah, I was 4-1 up, and then you've just come home with a wet sail.
Real Animo type.
Yeah. So to refresh people, basically we have a 6-pack if on the line if we basically have the same Juicy Stakes bets on the line, bets in the same race of the same type too. So each way up against each other in this race. So yeah, Groundswell. I don't know. I think the Freedmans gave me a bit of confidence today. Listening to them. gave it a good push. Different horse once he's lost his nuts. So, honest, Damon Lane on board, I think he'll give us a good sight. Happy to take on Ayrton. I don't think he's going to be wound up here.
Yeah, I'm happy to take on Ayrton. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins.
Could be very wrong.
But, Frosty Rocks for me gets every chance from that barrier and rolls forward. So
Absolutely. So, mate, who's your best of the day?
I'm with Milne. I think Artorias is the class. 1,200 metres, Caulfield, that's the Blue Diamond. Runs a repeat of that. He wins this every day of the week. Luke Curry rode him then, rides him again here. Barrier 3, take a seat. Hopefully gets out and behaves himself, because if he does, his turn of foot is elite. Yeah. So, especially at $3.20, I'm more than happy to find out.
Yeah, I think I tipped number 9 Hearsay, the Godolphin thing. Yeah,
I think like a filly.
Yeah, ran behind Gimme Par last start, so that's pretty red hot form for mine, and I think he'll get better as it gets out further. So she's the only filly in the race. I think she'll give herself a good sight. I'm just happy to take on Artorias this weekend. I think I want to back him for the Caulfield Guineas.
Yeah, fair.
So
that's going to be a cracking race.
Is it, mate? The 3-year-olds this year.
Ooh, stacked.
It's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like last year they proved to be, you couldn't, what was it, 300 to 1 that won the Caulfield Guineas or whatever it was. Anyway, my best of the day is Probbill.
Yeah, fair.
Race 6 and 1 against the mares, against the fillies. Only horse I'm scared of is Instant Celebrity. Sorry, Parlophone.
That's right. Is it $14 for a reason, or $13? Sorry, with laddies.
Yeah, you're not getting that much of a price now. So $2.20 with Le Mexicano getting scratched, but I think Probbill give us a good side.
Yeah. Yeah, look, wouldn't surprise me at all if she won. At all. And I'd be happy to see her too, because I'm a fan.
Yeah. She had a slight setback, which is why she's in this race. But big thing for her as well is drawing out. I like that. She can always just take a sit midfield, 3 wide, cover. Even if she doesn't have cover, I think she's just going to be too good.
Yeah, fair.
Like 4 kilos off the bottom. I think, they're basically, the rating difference here is like 42. I think she's just classes above.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, interesting we didn't have Masked Crusader in there.
Yeah. Oh, too short for me. Like, he's a good horse, but he's got bigger things in mind.
Yeah, second in TJ. Like, he should win.
Oh, he should win.
Like, there's a lot of horses that are short this weekend at Caulfield.
There's a lot of horses that should win. It's either going to be a terrible day for the bookies or a fantastic day, no in between.
Yeah, 100%. So, but best of luck to everyone out there. Gamble responsibly if you are having a bet. But until next week, if you're liking what we're putting out, please give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, leave us a review on Apple, follow us on Spotify, all that good stuff. But until next week,
good luck, drifters. Cheer-ho.
Hooroo.